4 on my list, it's listed as number 4, is I would watch for swallowing. And anytime somebody swallowed in a conversation, I would check for words or emotions that they were swallowing down. Because when somebody swallows in a conversation, they're either swallowing something they didn't want to say, or they're swallowing an emotion they don't want to have pop out of them. And so in that kind of a situation, I would pause and I'd ask them, okay, what do you need to tell me? What do you want to say? And they're like, oh, nothing, because they just swallowed it. So they don't have a need to tell me. And I'm like, no, I need to know what you were just thinking. And I'll use this kind of you see me using my body language, because this is like you're sliding your hand in, pulling it up, and pulling it out of them. Is that creepy now? So you're telling him, it's okay, you can share with me. That's what that body language says. Now, that's different than this. Do you see the difference? It's okay, you can share, and tell me right now. That doesn't work as well in mentoring appointments. So when they swallow, just ask them some questions to help them share either the emotion or the words that they swallowed down. Good? Okay, the next one I would watch for is when people would touch their ears. And I have these as 2 separate ones, touch their ears or touch their eyes. When somebody reaches up when they're talking to you and they pull on their ear, scratch their ear, or the corner of their eye, they're having trouble hearing what you're telling them or seeing what you're explaining to them. And so they need you to stop, rewind, and explain again what you just told them. So that's when I'll recap something that I just explained. So ears and eyes, those are the things I pay attention to. You want a little deeper piece on that too? Yeah. When you see somebody touching their ear, then you can use hearing type language. Hearing type language when you repeat it back, or when you ask them a question. So what do you hear me saying? Or how do you see this working out? Use hearing or seeing language when they reach up and touch either the ear or the eye. It will help build rapport faster if you do that. Cool? Yep. Awesome. Okay, really quick. Number 7, of course, I would watch when people folded their arms. When people fold their arms, the message it sends out is closed, but most often the reason they fold their arms is they feel hurt, lost, afraid, or they're thinking. That's why people will fold their arms usually, but the message it sends out is closed and distant or rebellious. So I teach body language from both angles, both the message you're sending, but then for a mentoring situation, you need to understand why they would be doing it inside of them. Good? Yep. Okay, then the next one is I would pay attention to fingers, and I would pick 1 finger a day or 1 finger for 2 or 3 days, and I would watch when people scratched a finger, rubbed a finger, picked at a finger, and when they did, I would pay attention to what they were talking about in that moment. And I would see, does that match? So first finger has to do with sense of self and authority. And I would pay attention to what they were talking about when they touched that finger. The middle finger has to do with responsibilities. So I would see, okay, okay, I'll also tell you this. Each finger also has emotions attached to it. So like the middle finger would be anger. And so I would pay attention to responsibilities or anger when people touch their middle finger. The ring finger, I would watch it for like a whole week so that I could get used to what I'm seeing. And the ring finger has to do with, the emotion is grief or it's relationships. And so I would pay attention to those things. You guys, you can spend a month just watching people's fingers. I did it too much. I told people at lunch today, I actually would just pull up YouTube videos and watch for body language. Seriously, I wanted to know it so bad because I wanted to understand people better. So I was like, okay, today I'm just going to watch thumb. All right, I'm not seeing enough thumbs. Okay, let's look up YouTube videos of, you don't look up YouTube videos of thumbs, okay? That would be weird. Then you'll probably get Thumb Wars or something like that. Anybody seen Thumb Wars? Okay, 2 of us know what that means. Okay. But I would look at YouTube videos of interviews or conversations, okay? Not YouTube videos where they're just performing, but conversations or interviews. Because when there's an interview, there's lots of body language to watch. And I would watch for the particular pieces that I was trying to learn. Because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be better at it. I wanted to go from proficiency to mastery. So what we have to do to get from proficiency to mastery is pay attention to details. And at the same time, fight the negative comment in our head that wants to say, I'll never know all of it. There's too much. Well, guess what? I don't know all of it. So, doesn't mean I'm not going to learn more of it. I want to get to higher levels of mastery. So I would pay attention to details. Because I kept asking people, how do I learn body language? How do I learn body language? Well, you got to go watch it. Where? Everywhere. So I'd sit on the bench at Walmart, you guys, and I would watch people go in and out of the store, and I would watch how they interacted, and I'd pay attention. I'd pick feet that day, and I'd watch feet. To get to mastery, we have to pay attention to details, but not all of them at the same time. Pick one. It's like eating an elephant. I can't eat an elephant in one bite, but I can eat an elephant one bite at a time. It might take me a while, but I can do it one bite at a time. Does that make sense?